Oh, shit, it's a good show. It's a great show. It's a shit show. Pickle Rick show. Not a Jerry show. Scary Terry show. Lick my balls show. Szechuan sauce show. It's the fucking Rick and Morty fan show, bitch. What up there, bitches? Yeah, that's it. That's right. I called you bitches. What's up? What's going on, guys? It's me, Kieron from Fandom Empire, here to talk about another immediate reaction video from what we just saw. Another crazy episode of Rick and Morty. I got the chat up here, guys. So if you guys want to chat about anything today, let me know. Interesting episodes went by so quick today. So quick. I was actually really surprised when the episode ended. I was like, wait, that's it? And I mean, not from the content, but let me know in the chat, guys, if you also felt this way. I felt like it went by just so quick. We're going to touch on a bunch of things for the episode, get the immediate reactions. I'm going to read chats, and hopefully we'll have a fun little quick time here, guys. Now, interesting thing about this episode, I was waiting for it. I didn't know if we're going to get the Hellraiser sort of whole episode, and we did. I thought maybe it was going to be some sort of side story and we get a bigger a bigger Morty and Summer story. But it turned out the B plot was the Summer and Morty thing. And I mean, we knew that based on the opening that we got last time. We got to see a little bit about what was going to be. So yeah, great episode. Let me know in the chat if you liked it. If you have a point or something you want to get announced on air, you want me to say happy birthday, you want to say, you want me to say I'm fucking stupid and I have a terrible voice or whatever you want to put there. If you want me to read it for sure, you got to send a super chat, but I will go over and talk about a few things people said. So, yeah, let's get into it. While we're here, while we're young, while we're reacting right away. One thing I noticed before, when they first said that it was going to be a Rick and Jerry episode, basically it was guys' night, they're hanging out. The last episode that was a Rick and Jerry episode, the Rick dragging Jerry out of bed, that was also episode 5 of that season. So I thought that was interesting. I wonder if maybe they'll have a trend going forward. Episode 5 of a season is Rick and Jerry episode. But I believe that was season 3. So in season 4, it was not a Rick and Jerry episode. Anyways, it'd be interesting to see if that trend continues. We obviously mostly saw the cold open. A lot of people did. I thought it was a hilarious premise altogether to begin with, that they were obviously the only reason the Cenobites were there. They're called Cenobites by the way, guys. That's what they're called in Hellraiser, the movie. I've seen the first 3 Hellraisers. I do lightly enjoy them. They're not the greatest. If you're a horror buff, watch the Hellraiser movies. If you're just like a regular, like the Marvel Universe and fun stuff, maybe don't watch the Hellraiser movies. They're not for everyone. Anyways, I love the premise that they were feeding on Jerry's total helplessness, total lame, terrible shit, and they got some Jerry karaoke, which obviously is called Jerryoke. You guys should be angry at me for even calling it anything. It's obviously Jerryoke. Everyone knows that. Yeah, so that was great. I love the premise in the first place, but we didn't really find a lot about the Morty Summer arc and what was going to be. I didn't put together in my head that it was going to be that clip that we saw where there was another character in the back seat. We found out it was the Chet. Bruce, we didn't find that out in the cold open, so I didn't put that together that it was going to be that picture we saw in a trailer where he was in the back seat of the car and there was dragging a son. So that was interesting. I liked where that went. Once again, they throw in that Summer fart joke where she farts and she says you have to like it, otherwise it's sexist. I thought that was kind of interesting. that they keep going to that well. They've gone to that well several times, going with sexist jokes, feminist jokes. We got already them talking about, welcome to being a girl, because in the last episode, Dr. Shabubu stole Summer's idea. And, of course, because men always steal women's ideas, and it was a big feminist joke. And they've gone to that well, sort of, like, a lot of times. I thought that was interesting. Already got a super chat in. Mailbox mass murder, Matt Conway says. Yeah, it was funny how that ended up in there. And obviously in the after part of the episode, we got a little bit of that again. So that was pretty funny. I liked it. Thanks for the chat, or for the super chat. Anyways, Matt Conway, big support of the channel. Awesome dude. So I liked the summer fart joke, but it does seem like they're going to that well a lot. Like, it'll be interesting to see if they continue that and they go with the sexist jokes throughout the whole season, because I think there's probably been one put into every episode so far. I think mostly it seems that way. Another thing I really loved was Dan Harmon songs. Another Dan Harmon sang song. You can tell when they come on. They're the parody sounding songs. But Bruce having his theme music where he was a unknown quantity, and he's someone that they could throw in there. Yeah, you're right, Matt Conway. Story Train was the. Story Train had this feminist joke. You're right. That did as well. Yeah, I love the song. The song's hilarious. Once again, I plugged it several times, but if you don't have Dan Harmon on Instagram, Dan Harmon sings on Instagram all the time. He basically makes up crazy songs all the time, just throws them out there. My favorite one is still the song goes, put a check in your butthole and write it out to me. And it's sung as if it's like a love ballad. Put a check in your butthole by Dan Harmon. So yeah, if you guys don't have Dan Harmon on Instagram and you want to get some of these songs, like both versions of the Bruce song that we got today, he just posts them all the time for free. They're not in episodes. And they're hilarious. So check them out on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, that's where he posts them. So you can't get that. You can't get that action from Twitter or Facebook, guys. Got to go to the Instagram. And while you're on Instagram, you might as well add me on Instagram. So I love the Bruce song. I like that they weren't supposed to fuck with Rick's stuff, and then he had the Jurassic Park joke. Yeah, like most people, I think, do that. When he came up, he said, "Nah, in that exact same kind of cadence." And as what's that actor's name that played Newman on Seinfeld? I know Sean would know. If Sean's here, he knows. But I love that they took another bit from Jurassic Park. Obviously, Jurassic Park must be a beloved movie by the writers, because they've had a couple of Jurassic Parks, like including Anatomy Park, of course, being a big theme in Rick and Morty. That's one of the things I love about the titles, by the way. The titles of all this season. There you go. Fandom Empire throws in there. Sean Wayne Knight. Yeah, you're right. And was on Third Rock. He was very good on Third Rock, too. I loved him there. Always wondering why he scored such an amazing chick. Thanks again, Alex Roof, as well, throwing that in there. I thought that was hilarious. I liked it. We went back to Keep Summer Safe with the flying car, which was interesting. It seems like Rick and Morty is really tying things in to other episodes. They've decided to go serial a lot more than episodic. So they're doing callbacks to other episodes. They're throwing in stuff where it's like, oh, that's from the other episode. Oh, I know that because of this. And a lot of callbacks to previous seasons, which they've never done before. To be honest, I've always thought that was one of the coolest things about the show, was that they never rested on, we did this before and this was funny. We don't need to go back to do it again. I know a lot of people are, where's Evil Morty? Where's, we want to see Meeseeks again. We want to see this again. We want to see where this goes. I'm on the other side. I always love how they are basically like, fuck it, we're not giving you that stuff ever again. But it seems like for the fans who are really excited about the callbacks and going back and seeing where things are going, we seem to be sliding in an uphill, sliding uphill doesn't make sense. We seem to be going in an uphill curve towards having a more serialized show where you will, find out what happened to other characters. And obviously we've seen the ship again. It is a character. And a big focal point of this episode. The episode obviously revolves a lot around the awkwardness of making friends and trying to be cool and trying to be popular. I mean, even Jerry is upset when he finds out he's not really cool. He thought that these guys loved hanging out with him, even though they're fucking weird Cinnabites. So I like that. Jerry singing, is that song called Lagrange or it's a ZZ Top song anyways? No, that's the other one, right? Anyways, no, that's a ZZ Top song. Anyways, that Bow Wow song that Jerry was singing was hilarious. I love how he came up with some weird words and he was saying like the sun and things like that. And I was like, I don't think that's what they say. But I wasn't really thrown off by that. But then when he sang the Tina Turner song and, What's Love Got to Do, Little, and they made the joke that they were laughing, he didn't know the words. It was really funny. I like that. It was perfectly showing off how lame Jerry was. And then they also cut to the ship flying around and doing crazy things when Summer and Morty were still in control of it. And it was a perfect way to fit that song in it. We also got another song. We got the song about Evil is Happening, which was a kind of short, just behind the scenes montage of evil happening in both stories. The Transformers robots and the whole fight with them after they discovered that the ship wasn't a real Transformer. I don't even remember the word that they used for that. What do they use for bro Transformers? What do they call them again, guys? Remember, guys, I'm seeing this just as you guys are. This is, once again, like, these are my notes here I just took. I just, when I'm watching the episode, I quickly jot down things so that I can come on here and bring them to you, get immediate reactions, so that you guys can come on here and have fun with me. Let's do a little roll call. We'll take a break there. Let's do a roll call, see who's in the chat today. Alex Roof, who made an appearance on Fandom Empire Live the other day, when we were having a little bit of a wacky thing, is here. Matt Conway's always here. Solo is here, which is awesome because I didn't know if you were going to make it tonight. Mr. Solo. Fat Pat's here. Another good episode, says Fat Pat. Scary Terry Folds is here. I've seen Scary Terry Folds on Twitter before, so good to have you on board here. I know that I think Scary Terry Folds also listens to the Rick and Morty podcast, which is great. I listen to them too. They're great. Louis Philippe is in here. He says he liked the episode. David Conrado is here. Is it me or is Beth even hotter as Goth Beth? Yeah. You know what? I find this weird. We used to have a lot of weird, like, over-sexualized Beth posters out there, but I feel like they're all old and being recycled now, and I've seen them all. So we might get a whole new load of crazy Beth. I don't know if you're into that sort of thing. I don't know. When I was in high school, I was into goth chicks. Not so much now as an adult, but Jody's here. He says, "What's up, y'all?" Jody, awesome, big supporter as well. And Ryan Kinney's here. Ian Clute is here, and he says he needs a link to the episode. Guys, I'm sorry I don't provide links to the episodes here. If you can find them, you can find them. I don't think they're hard to find. Or you go to Adult Swim, or you go to, I think you can go, there's an Adult Swim app you can get, and if you have the right cable package, you can watch it on the app. You can watch it on, I think, Amazon Prime, and I don't know if it's just in Canada. You can watch it on HBO Max. I don't think they released episodes right away, though, either. Anyways, back to the episode, guys. That's your roll call. If we see some new people, we'll include them in that, too. So I really liked how Jerry, I like the idea that Jerry found out that he was the butt of the joke in the bathroom stall. It's very tropey, happens in a lot of movies where that happens. Like the one I came up for was Dinner for Schmucks, was a movie where everyone brought an idiot with them to a dinner and watched these really dumb people, interact, and all the snobby people all, oh, there you go. Alex Roof says HBO Max stops at season 4. That's what I thought. I like how it had that same sort of feeling when Jerry found out that he was not really cool. It was very much done the same way as it is in lots of movies where he, fine, I'm not being your kicking bag anymore. But the funny part is, in those, normally that's where the character who has been exposing him and laughing at him, or as Beth says, punching down at him. By the way, if you don't know what punching down, punching up means, punching down means you are making fun of people who are lower than you or less, that you think are less than you. Punching up is when you're making fun of, the government or celebrities or, anyways. Recently, I found out what that means. There's a really great video out there by George Carlin who talks about, why punch down? When you're a comedian, you should be punching up, because the people, regular blue collar people are your audience there. Anyways, go find that George Carlin. Watch all of his videos. He's fucking genius and fucking hilarious. But I loved that basically they are Rick. Rick should be feeling sorry for Jerry. He should be upset and say, oh man, like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, and that sort of thing. But instead, of course, Rick being Rick and being a dick. And if you don't think Rick's a dick by now, then you're not getting it. Rick, well, in my opinion, Rick basically uses that whole thing. He says sorry to Jerry and that he's cool, and he's not as cool as Rick, but he's cool and he should whatever. But he only says that so he can weaponize this crazy weapon to make pain actually pain and not pleasure. So, and as soon as they get through the episode, I know we're skipping here, but in linear, in the time, in the idea of that episode, basically, like, he did it for nothing. He's like, I'll fucking replace you. I'll find another fucking you next time. Thanks for screwing up what I had with the Cinnabites. So it was funny that, in a regular movie, it would be a realization for that character. But for Rick, it doesn't matter. Rick, yeah, like, fuck you. I'll find another lame person to hang out with. Before we get there though, we got the Borat joke where, they were hanging out with Beth and she drank the weird Hellfire, which is what made her want to hang out and stay after she found out. She was actually upset that they were making fun of Jerry in the beginning, which is funny. And then Jerry doesn't really get to notice that either because he's pissed off at Beth as well, because she ends up enjoying and telling dumb stories about Jerry as well. Even when she's telling the stories about Jerry, about how lame he is, he still doesn't even notice it then until it's really laid out for him in that bathroom stall scene, which is hilarious. Like, they do such a great job of Jerry being pathetic, and I know that some people feel sorry for Jerry and some people don't at all. But even if you hear interviews with Royland Harmon and even Chris Parnell, the voice of Jerry, a lot of people think, well, Jerry's a pretty good guy. And Chris Parnell goes on to tell us, like, he's not really a good guy. Like, he's the average person. He doesn't really do anything that's good, though. He's not a heroic character. He's scared of everything. He doesn't help anyone. He's kind of self-serving a lot of the time. Like, So he's not really a good person in Chris Parnell's idea, and it's interesting how they have that. Yeah, there you go. Alex Roof says, never feel sorry. Yeah, never feel sorry for Jerry, guys. That's not the point. But sometimes it's okay. I love the gatekeeper and how Rick and Beth tricked the gatekeeper and had to go over that pleasure is pain. Well, I don't like. I didn't mean to give you pleasure and blah blah blah. And I like the idea that they made fun of the names and how the Cenobites all have dumb names. Like if you guys have seen Hellraiser 3, it has the dumbest characters. It has a character with a camera for a head, and it has a guy who has CDs who get launched into his face. And the guy, like, I don't remember, there was a toy of him, and I think he's just called like CD Head or something like that. Every character is just called Camera Head, CD Head. Obviously Pinhead is Pinhead. Most of the characters have really dumb names. They don't really mention them by name. Even Hellraiser actually is not the credit for the character Hellraiser in the first Hellraiser movie is not Hellraiser. He's lead Cenobite. He only gets called Pinhead later. But that's Hellraiser stuff. I'm revealing the fact that I actually like Hellraiser movies here. I love the realization that they had where Rick realized that he was like they were saying like, oh, we didn't just want Jerry, we wanted you. You guys are a complete deal. And Rick was just, oh shit, like and it wasn't like a realization that he's in trouble, because Rick, I don't think ever is that worried about being in trouble, even when he gets all his crazy augmentations ripped out of him. I don't think he thinks he's going to die. I think he thinks he might be outmatched. But Rick finding out that he's a package deal with Jerry is, for a second, him thinking he's part of the plan. He's part of the lameness. Like he's connected to the lameness that Jerry's given these people by being the one who observes it and lamely points it out. And even ties in kind of with the end of the episode where after the credits part, where Bruce he doesn't end up being cool anyways. He ends up being the guy who didn't change his pants. And the Bruce song makes fun of that. He's poor, which is, kind of, that's punching down, making fun of poor people. But it was just this whole thing about the whole dynamic of, being popular in school, being popular in life. And, Rick understanding that he wasn't the popular part. They didn't think he was cool because he was bringing Jerry. He wasn't in on it with the Cenobites. He was part of the lameness. He was linked to the lameness that they were laughing at, even though he wasn't particularly the lame person. Jody says, I've been trying to watch Leprechaun. Fat Pat says, I like Hellraiser, but I'd rather watch Leprechaun. Leprechaun 1, 2, and 3 are good to watch. The rest is hard. Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3 are okay to watch. I haven't watched on, but I've heard the series goes way downhill. So if you guys are tuning in to the Rick and Morty fan show here for the first time, I know we've had a lot of views. We've had one of our videos got almost 3,000 views at one point. This Fandom Empire is the Rick and Morty fan show, but it's also a big channel that has a lot to do with horror, comic book movies, anything that's releasing that we're interested in. So subscribe to Fandom Empire, guys, if you if you want to hear about not only Rick and Morty, but also horror, Marvel movies, anything big that comes out, James Bond movies, all sorts of stuff. We got great content here, all sorts of different things for everybody. Subscribe if you like that. Also, throw a like on the video, throw a comment on the video, join any of my socials, which are up here. Join the Facebook group, which I need to get up here. The Facebook group is right here, though. It's the Rick and Morty fan show Facebook group. And you'll see my name up there on a lot of the posts, and you'll see Jody, and you'll see a lot of the people in the chat here. Matt Conway, the people posting all the time. So a couple other things that I'd like to get to. I love the characters once they were feeling pain for pain and not for pleasure. The guy with the leather pants was like, "Oh, these fucking leather pants are squeezing my balls," and the one guy with the piercings was like, "Oh, I wish I didn't get all these piercings." And like, I love that they were all lamenting these things that would have happened, when you're in high school. And, people get all sorts of piercings and do all this crazy stuff and wear crazy clothes and then end up regretting it again. I think that was kind of a tied-in joke there. 1 sec. I'm just going to switch a plug here. That's it, right? That's it, guys. We're live here. We're live. Sometimes we got to do shit that can't be edited out, but that's what you get when you watch this video. Like, I'm doing things right out the moment I'm doing them live, so it's a little bit different than watching an episode that has all sorts of crazy graphics and things like that. I liked that they made fun of the fact that Bruce used the "bye-Z's" thing, which is funny because it's kind of a Morty line, because Morty has said a "cool Z's" a couple of times. So it's funny that they would make fun of that, because the fact that they keep doing that means it's probably a Justin Roiland or Dan Harmon thing that they say in real life. Otherwise, they wouldn't have come up with it in a few different ways. And then at the end, we had Bruce go back to his house and get beat up by a giant mailbox full of mailboxes who kicked the shit out of him. So interesting episode. I thought this was interesting because it seems like it was a way back. It's on its way back to regular Rick and Morty, which is, what season 5 has been all about for the fans, is the fact that this is such a different episode. It's a different season. It's so crazy. There's so many different things in there that you didn't expect to see. The last couple episodes have been ones you don't even know how they fucking aired on TV, with all this crazy sperm shit and incest baby and all sorts of crazy, things that you didn't think they could have released on TV. This was a fairly regular episode of Rick and Morty. It had an interesting theme. It was a parody of a movie. And just had fairly regular jokes in it. They kicked at Jerry. It was definitely the most Beth and Jerry centric episode so far this season. So that was good. Great to see them there. I had a checklist I posted on my socials saying that I would like, I need a Beth and Jerry more time on this episode, and they gave that. I also wanted them to play the Hellraiser song by Motorhead, but they didn't. So apparently Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon don't like Motorhead as much as me. Otherwise, they would have definitely fit in that Hellraiser song. Go listen to Motorhead. Hellraiser, great song. And the third thing I wanted to see was Jerry being tortured. And I guess I don't know, he didn't really get tortured, but he was definitely shown at how lame he is throughout the entire episode. Was kind of the biggest basis of the whole episode, was Jerry being lame, and obviously it having the crazy powers it did. I also, I forgot to mention this, but when the Cenobites tore apart, after Jerry was like, "Fine, I'm not being lame, I'm not telling you about my lame shit," the Cenobites tore apart the bar with all, blood and crazy, and started killing everybody. Very reminiscent of a scene in Hellraiser 3, which I thought was cool. So yeah, great episode. That's my immediate reaction of the episode. So we'll close on that. I'm just going to go through the chat, check out a few things, guys. If you want to send in, if you want something to be read, for sure, send me a super chat. But let's go see what the chat's talking about and see if there's any other points we could bring out here. Oh, Scary Terry Folds. That's right. I'm gonna throw that cosplay picture that you put up there on my group, if you don't mind, because I think it's awesome. It's actually just as good as the Mr. Nimbus episode, or the Mr. Nimbus cosplay that we've seen. A lot of people have seen was really good, but this really great Rick cosplay that Scary Terry Folds did in his full crazy spacer in the chest. a lot of people are like, why does he have a hole in his chest? I think it's supposed to be a spacer, like people have in their ears that make their big fucking crazy earlobe thing. I think that was the joke, is that, you know, he has a spacer in his chest. But yeah, really great job on that cosplay, dude. I will see if I could throw that up on my Rick and Morty fan show group as well. Alex Roof also adds in the episodes on HBO Max are uncensored, which is cool because like some of the things, like I still haven't seen the uncensored episode of the previous episode 4. So I don't know what the president calls the sperm, giant alien sperm. I know he says a few things, but it's always beeped out. So I still haven't got that yet. Fat Pat says, I like Jerry. He's a people pleaser, desperate for attention, but he said some good jokes. It's true. Jerry, like stuff with Jerry in it is hilarious. It doesn't matter if Jerry is being hilarious or he initiates the jokes, but it's hilarious. Like the things that he does, it's hilarious that when people get to make fun of him. And that's like a little bit of a commentary from this episode too. Once again, a little bit punching at the fans, you know, like you're laughing at Jerry, but you know, like, does that make you cool that you're laughing? Are you? It's the whole thing that the whole fan base talks about, which is, you know, a lot of fans say like, oh, I'm like Rick, I'm super smart and I don't care about, I don't give a shit and blah blah blah. And then the other fans are saying, hey, no, you guys are Jerry's. Like, it's funny to call people a Jerry. It's funny to call, you know, it's funny to make fun of people thinking they're Ricks. And people say, you know, if you think you're Rick or you identify with Rick, you haven't gotten the whole thing. It's a kind of a thing going on with the whole fan base right now, which, I mean, causes arguments, but it's not super prevalent. Like I said, I keep my group pretty clean. So if you guys like are in, you know, if you like Facebook content, we throw a lot of Facebook content in the Rick and Morty fan show group, but I also just don't let arguments happen in my group. And a lot of people can say like, hey, you're censoring this, you're censoring that. But if people throw up like, you know, they throw up a Rick and Morty meme with Trump or Biden or COVID or mask stuff or any of that shit, I just fucking get rid of it, because it's like, I just don't want people arguing. I don't want to be part of the whole toxic Rick and Morty fan base. I'm good with people just discussing the episodes and having fun. So that's just my opinion. It's up to you. There's lots of other Rick and Morty groups where they do just fucking, you know, go all political and crazy and have people argue and you're a Jerry and blah, blah, blah and all that shit. But we just don't do that on my group. We have fun. We do lots of fun stuff. By the way, we are still doing a Rick and Morty contest on the Rick and Morty fan show Facebook group. The winner will be announced on Tuesday. It's Rick and Morty art. So we need you to send in some art to my Facebook group, or you can even send it to me on Twitter. I think I posted a Twitter on there as well. A tweet. I posted a Twitter. I posted a tweet about the art show, the art competition. The winner will be entered into a draw that goes at the end of the year and win a bunch of fun Rick and Morty stuff. You can see this shelf down here is pretty much clear on this side, and it's because I gave away a bunch of my Rick and Morty shit. So yeah, draw something, paint something, make a meme, anything. Throw it up underneath the announcements banner where there's Rick and Morty fan show art competition post, and you'll be entered in. Winner gets announced on Tuesday on the Rick and Morty fan show right here, guys, at 8:00. Jody says, I will have to wait to watch tonight's episode. I did not know that, Jody. I really appreciate, Jody, that you came here to hang out with us, even though I'm explaining an episode that you haven't watched yet. I guarantee you, it's funny though. It's a good episode, so I'm glad you like this. Matt Conway says, I will send you that scene. Sorry, I'm not seeing what that means. Solo says Hellraiser was one of my first horror movies, so I don't remember much. Yeah, Hellraiser. And Jody says Hellraiser is weird. Hellraiser is really weird. I don't know if I really want to get into a crazy Hellraiser leprechaun type thing, but Hellraiser is really weird. It's more gore and more kind of. It's done Clive Barker. It's a lot more about crazy visual effects and gothic crazy stuff than it is about a real storyline. Every episode is kind of, it's like Leprechaun in the way that they change the rules all the time and different things happen, and it's like, who cares? It's a fucking Hellraiser movie. We just want to see people get torn by hooks and chains and all sorts of crazy BDSM shit that people like, and we're making fun of this in this Rick and Morty episode that we're making fun of all these pain for pleasure type people, as Rick and Morty's always making fun of something. So yeah, Matt says I'm totally Morty, won't deny it. I know, I say that too. Like I'm Jerry mostly, probably. I'm a dad. I have the same Rick and Morty family. I still, I have a wife, a boy, a girl, older girl. Earlier on, it was kind of thought to be that Morty was autistic or had a learning disability. My son also has a learning disability, so I have a very Rick and Morty family. So I guess I'm Jerry, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm pretty lame. There's probably a fucking lot of people commenting on this video, or taking a look at this and be like, what's this fucking lame guy doing online talking about Rick and Morty? So whatever. North America Hip Hop, my rap manager is in here. If you're in the chat, make sure you like this video. Yes, North America Hip Hop knows all about it. If you want, post any of your links in here to North America Hip Hop. I don't know if anybody here is a football fan, but I know got a new football podcast up there for Mr. North America Hip Hop, my rap manager. But that's going to be it for us today. Check out my Tuesday show for a little bit more of an in-depth after I've watched the episode 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20 times. I'll give you a little bit more in-depth look at this episode. But for now, that's all I got. That's all I recognized about the episode. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I always appreciate people in the chat coming in here, hanging out, new people, people who have watched the show a lot. Thanks for your support, guys. Yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. Check out my socials. If you want to subscribe to Patreon, I have an extra show going there. I also have Rick and Morty Fan Show t-shirts. T-shirts, guys. We got t-shirts. We made it big. We got our own t-shirts. Sean, if you're here, producer Sean, can you maybe throw a link in the chat? I believe it. We're through TeePublic, right? Anyways, we'll get that link up there to our merch store. There's a couple of good shirts. There's Fandom Empire shirts there. We got a Tommy B shirt that says, well, I might as well go fuck myself, which is his classic line. I got one of those. And I got a Rick and Morty Fan Show t-shirt. And, might have to order some to give away soon. We'll see what's happening. I know I got a few people that want to order shirts, so might throw a few in there. It's actually, I believe, on sale for a few more hours too. And the sale went down, I think, from $27 to like $14. There's the link right there, guys. Woo! If you guys want to buy a t-shirt, you don't have to buy a t-shirt. I'm not expecting you guys to buy a t-shirt, but if you want, we have them now because we're big time. We got t-shirts. That's the end of the show. So tune into my socials, tune in on Tuesday, subscribe to Fandom Empire if you want to keep getting my content. And I got some great stuff coming up, some giveaways, some fun stuff coming up for you guys soon. All right, guys, I will see you later. Have a good night, and let's hit the music. Woo! Shit. It's a good show. It's a great show. It's a shit show. Pick a Rick show. Not a Jerry show. Scary Terry show. Lick my balls show. Szechuan sauce show. It's the fucking Rick and Morty fan show, bitch.